Welcome into WWL's Sports Talk edition of OTA preview of tonight's show. Cajun Cannon looking at some of the things on the field with quarterback-wise. It was nice to see Spencer Rattler having probably his best day that we've seen out here in OTAs.
Yeah, we got to witness 3 OTAs and obviously the mandatory minicamp next year will be next week will be 3 days in a row. But Spencer Rattler throwing a nice touchdown pass to Cedrick Wilson Jr. I thought he had the slight edge over Hayner today. Derek Carr finally threw an interception. A lot of them have been on tip drills, ball getting popped up. But if you're looking at one young guy, like a defensive lineman, you're always looking, they're not really tackling, but Trajan Jeffcoat. He's the rookie out of Arkansas, kind of almost back-to-back plays to close out practice. Good on run support. He got penetration. Then he end up, he would have had a sack. Seems like Chris Olave, he's always going to be a target for Carr. You see him make 2 or 3 catches. A.T. Perry finally had a drop, but then he came back and he had a big catch. I thought one of the plays of the day was the corner route to Chris Olave. It would have been like a plus 30-yard gain. You know who showed up, and we need him to show up in the games for all you fantasy people, Juwan Johnson. He finally caught. I was
riding that train last year.
Yeah, he finally caught a couple of balls. He had a skinny post plus 25, and he was also able to catch a touchdown. I thought Alontae Taylor, he's been on a lot of action, either making plays or getting, I don't know, picked on's the right word. But Chris Olave beat him for a touchdown. That would have been about a plus 20-yard gain. Nathan Peterman, the veteran quarterback, he gets 1 rep.
Boom.
And he throws the interception. It looked like miscommunication with the receiver. That was to Rico Payton. That's the rookie out of Pittsburgh State. Not Pennsylvania, but in Kansas. Though I think they always like a Division II powerhouse. Looking at, I thought Lou Hedley, the punter, that was a long period. They were punting it inside the 10-yard line. But he was really accurate, good hang time, and his leg just seemed stronger. I asked, Coach Allen about Lou Hedley. I think he's going to build upon what he did last year, and we were number 1, in punt coverage, but you have to get that net up. Instead of being about 39 yards, can you get it 41, 42? 43 would be outstanding. But looking at that net average punting, but he could punt it both ways, the traditional spiral way or the rugby kick. But the way they were doing it, he was utilizing the rugby kick to be inside the 10-yard line. So I'm expecting Lou Hedley, to build upon what he did last year and be a lot better. His leg just seems a lot stronger. Hayner threw Juwan Johnson a corner route, plus 15-yard touchdown. They worked on red zone. 20, 25-yard line on end. Team. It was a team concept, and I thought it was a good practice. I thought both the offense and the defense had their moments as far as making plays. They had one pick again. I think Carr was the first pick. Carr was trying to hit Cedrick Wilson Jr. and Alontae Taylor batted it up, and Demario Davis picked it. So those are the kind of plays that you want to see. But then I seen Alontae.
It was tipped at the line too, that ball.
Yeah, and it was like the trajectory. But that's the one, the ball's in the air, volleyball type interceptions. You have to make those like 100%. But then you look at, and I've talked about him now in OTAs, is the tight end, Michael Jacobson, the 1-year guy to Iowa State. He actually beat Alontae Taylor on a 15-yard touchdown. So you've seen a lot of highlights both on the offense and the defensive side. Again, we kind of focus on the quarterback. I think Carr's been a Carr, overall, even though he had his first pick. But I thought Spencer Rattler, he looked a little more poised today, and I'd give him the slight edge over Hayner today.
Looking at it also, we saw Chris Olave on the field in a red practice jersey, meaning no contact. Obviously, there's no contact going on in these OTAs right now anyway. But we found out Dennis Allen talking about how he just suffered a shoulder injury in the workout room, but was still able to gut through it, practice today. Not an issue. But once again, still missing Cajun Cannon. No Alvin Kamara, no Marshawn Lattimore, but they're fully expected next week for the mandatory camp.
Well, yeah, you got to show for mandatory minicamp. I don't know. Lattimore might show up. He might not. I don't know. I think for sure Alvin Kamara's going to be here. Lattimore, I think he needs to be here. He should be here. It's mandatory. I mean, that's the collective bargaining agreement. But that's one thing. Whenever you talk about injuries, you want to get stronger, but you don't want to get hurt in the weight room. Lifting weights. You want to get stronger without getting hurt. And but Chris Olave was fine. He looked, like I said, he had that corner route about 30 yards. That could have been like the big pass of the day overall. And you definitely see him targeted a number of times, and that's not going to change between him and Carr.
Tune into Sports Talk tonight. Me, Bobby Hebert, and Mike Detillier bringing you to 4 till 8 o'clock tonight, going all over our OTA notes. Now the station of not only your New Orleans Saints, but also the Pelicans. Be talking about Todd Graffinini, the voice of the Pels, will be joining us to kick off the show. Exciting times for WWL.
Well, I mean, hello. I mean, the Pelicans should have been on WWL. We the mouth of the South, and the whole Gulf Coast, Gulf South. No, I think the brand, you always try to improve your brand. And it's, to me, it's just common sense, and finally it got done. You got the Saints, you got the Pelicans, and you got LSU. I ain't gonna get any better than that.
Tell them goodbye, Cajun Cannon.
All right. Who dat? Go Saints.
Who dat?